Ron Miller Race Car Studio, this is the Hammer Down Racing Report. And now your hosts, Scott Hammer and Ron Miller.
Welcome, race fans, to the Hammer Down Racing Report. I'm your host, Scott Hammer, along with Ron Miller, the professor, live in the Ron Miller Race Car Studio.
Number 84, Scott?
Number 84, show number 84.
My.
Thursday night, May 16th. Lots going on tonight. Lots to cover. Hopefully we can get to it all. I have a track meet that I was at, came back to do this, and then I'm going to go back to St. Francis there to continue the track meet.
How's our star doing?
Which I'm representing here with the orange. They finished the 4x800 in second, so they have qualified for regionals. So I'll be going to Amherst. And then a little bit later on tonight, they're going to be doing the 4x4. So hopefully I get back in time for that. They did real great at regionals last week. My kid was on TV, on the news. He was in the Blade. He won the mile. He's a pretty good racer. He just doesn't do it in a car. So, yeah. So we'll try and get out of here early. But we got a big show for you. Lots going on this weekend, as a matter of fact.
So if our listeners find the show just a bit abbreviated, it's because of you.
Yeah. Well,
cool.
We're going to try and squeeze about 2 hours of stuff into 1 hour.
That's okay.
On the show a little bit later on tonight, I'm sure you've heard of her. Hailie Deegan is going to be making her debut at Toledo Speedway on Sunday afternoon.
Scott, she is the real deal.
She is the first female winner in NASCAR K&N Series in over 30 years. I believe she's the first female Rookie of the Year in that series. She's making her ARCA start, 1st to 6, at Toledo Speedway this weekend. She's just 17 years old.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but she has won on both dirt and pavement, correct?
She has. She won actually at was it the dirt track at Las Vegas? Back when that NASCAR weekend was there. I think World of Outlaws were there too.
Well, and that speaks very well for her, because if you notice the guys that are continuously up front in NASCAR, they all had some dirt in their background.
Yeah, well, she's got dirt in her background, too. So we'll be talking to her in about 15 minutes or so. She'll be calling in. Lots to cover this past weekend. Again, thanks to Inner Circle Avenue with our theme song on our live broadcasts. If you're listening on iHeartRadio, you missed it.
Look them up on Facebook.
Absolutely. They're getting played all over. I guess Fred had them on WSPD Monday morning. And,
really?
They got a lot of press there.
Cool.
Local band. Our engineers, like the lead singer. It's like they're all brothers and sisters, too.
Really?
Yeah. Make sure to check us out live Thursday nights, 7 o'clock on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, Twitter/Periscope. We're on all those. Still working out some details. I'm noticing a little bit shaky video on our Facebook Live. I've been trying to tweak the settings a little bit, so we're still working those out. The little computer over there, it takes a lot to push it out to 3 different platforms at once.
It's working its butt off, but it's doing a good job.
Yeah. Like us on Facebook. We're over 1,500 likes there on our Facebook page, Hammer Down Racing Report. Make sure to follow us on Twitter. Twitter following is growing a little bit. Granted, we just started a couple weeks ago. At Hammer Report is our Twitter handle. And, of course, listen to us on your favorite podcasting platform, iTunes, iHeartRadio, Google. We're on there.
Spotify.
Oh, yeah, we're on there, too. Stitcher. Like I said, all of them. Again, we're going to be talking to Hailie Deegan, who is a 2-time K&N Pro Series winner on the asphalt and the dirt. 2018 Rookie of the Year, and she's making her ARCA debut Sunday at Toledo for Venturini Motorsports.
Cool.
And she's just 17. Did I mention that?
I wonder.
Yeah, somebody forgot to turn their phone down.
I wonder if we know any people where we could score some tickets for that show.
Well,
maybe.
I don't know.
We have to work on that.
Yeah. Charlie? Give Ron Miller Race Cars a call, 734-856-7223. Parts, safety equipment, service, advice, tires, everything a racer needs.
Yeah, we're starting to get caught up.
Are you? With all the Reynards?
Of course, it'll happen like that when you don't have any races in yet.
That does happen. Well, make them busy. We got the Ryan Weekman weekend weather pit stop coming up a little bit later with meteorologist.
Meteorologist, yep.
Meteorologist.
Yep.
Ryan Weekman from WTOL. Moving on. The Hammer Down Racing Report Dirty 30 is coming up. Sandusky Speedway, October 3rd. We have a brand new registration page.
Pay attention to this, listeners.
Sandusky Speedway /Dirty 30 will take you right there. I also have it linked on our event page, on our Facebook page. It's also on hammerdownracingreport.com. So there's all kinds of different ways to get to it. If you can't find it, you probably shouldn't be participating in that race, but we still would like you to. If you have any intentions on coming out for the Dirty 30, please fill out that form. It doesn't obligate you anything. It doesn't cost you anything.
We understand that we're still 4 months away, but the promoters over there are excited about this. And first of all, they need to be encouraged that it's going to work well. And this you signing up gives them the opportunity to promote you and promote the event. And we can do the same here on the show.
Yeah, we'll be going through a weekly roll call here of drivers that we add that are that have intentions on showing up. Again, if you're not familiar with the Dirty 30, obviously, thanks for listening to the podcast. UMP late model rules, dirt late models on the asphalt, Thursday night, October 3rd at Sandusky Speedway. We're also going to have the trucks and bombers, the Fremont Dirt Trucks, the Oak Shade Bombers.
That'll be a combined class.
With 2-barrel only, so if you have a 4-barrel bomber, you got to disconnect.
The secondary linkage. It's no big deal.
Yeah, if I can do it, anybody can do it.
That's it.
And then front wheel drives, dirt versus asphalt guys there.
Right.
It'll kind of be like the hangover race.
Right.
So 3 classes. It's going to be fun. It's something different. Looking forward to it. We're going to do our show live out there that Thursday night as well. Again, that's October 3rd.
We encourage you to sign up. It'll ask you a couple of questions. No big deal. No money involved. It's not a entry form that you have to pay for.
Correct. And I did see a comment. Somebody asked, are they going to put dirt on the track? Like No, it's going to be Sandusky Speedway like it is every week. Asphalt. We're just putting dirt cars on the asphalt.
And it's going to be fun.
It will be fun. I'm looking forward to it. They are putting dirt down at the fairgrounds, I saw. Nashville Fairgrounds for the World of Outlaws stuff coming up. But that's Memorial Day weekend, I think.
Yes.
A couple weeks. Let's talk about the stuff that happened this past weekend.
Yay, Ryan Missler.
Oakshade and Limaland both rained out.
Yeah.
Again. Unfortunately, Mother Nature's been pretty harsh
Nature?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's been a mother.
A mother. Attica Raceway, 3 former Hammer Down Racing Report guests picked up feature wins last Friday night.
Pretty amazing.
Yeah. One of them was not Travis Stemler, who was our guest last week on the show.
Scott.
Driver of the Blue Deuce. He went for a wild ride there. I know you sent me a message Friday night. It's like, Travis flipped his car like 10 times.
Did you see that collage?
The pictures, yeah, we put them up on our Facebook page.
Okay.
He was way up in the air flying. But, yeah, it was pretty crazy, and luckily he was okay, so that's cool. And he had a backup car, managed to end up finishing in 13th place after having to start at the back of everything. So
that's pretty impressive.
'Cause that was qualifying when he
yes, it was.
hit the berm or something and flipped.
Yep.
So
hit the cushion, caught a rut, and it got ugly from there.
But Ryan Missler, yeah, he got the biggest win of his career in the 4,000-win American Ethanol Late Model Tour feature event. So congratulations to Ryan.
Saw the post-race interview on that, and Mr. Missler was definitely pumped.
Mr. Missler, I like that.
Yeah.
Mr. Missler. I can't think of any Mr. songs. All right. It's ADD. I get sidetracked, I think.
You're the one that wants to go see your kid race tonight.
Kyle Capitas went on to in action. Sean Reinke won the the Lake Erie stock feature. Dylan Watson was the Renegade winner. Colton Fowler won the beginner stocks, and rain shortened the program before the modified and street stock features could be completed up there or over there. Up at Flat Rock. Oh, I'm sorry.
Imagine that. It rained.
Yeah. Up at Flat Rock, Jeff Versick led every lap of the late model feature. Another former guest on the show, Dennis Wisman, picked up his second figure 8 feature win in a row. He's going for an undefeated season, I think.
Talked about him a week ago, really sticking the car in the wall in hot laps and coming back and winning the feature. So, yeah, he's got it figured out.
Yeah, stick it in the wall, you win the feature.
Sometimes they go better after that.
Nick Shanks held on to win the street feature with Ethan Stadnuchek. Ending up second, former guest on the show, Ethan there.
Always a big weekend down there.
Now it's bigger.
Yeah.
I think I put the wrong thing on there.
Really?
No, I didn't.
I'll go ahead and read it. If it makes sense, Scott, we'll run with it.
No, I guess more World of Energy, NOS Energy Drink Sprints. They were in action last night, as a matter of fact, at Lincoln Speedway in Pennsylvania. The Gettysburg Clash, which was won by local hero and Hall of Famer Lance DeWeese. He beat out Ryan Smith and David Gravel. They'll be back in action tomorrow night and Saturday, 2 nights at Williams Grove, and then Sunday at Weedsport in New York. And then the following weekend, they'll be at the Nashville Fairgrounds.
Do you know where Weedsport is?
It's in New York.
Yes, it is. Just west of Syracuse.
Great. Glad I know that.
Been there, raced there.
I know you have. The All-Star action for this weekend in Wisconsin has been canceled due to Mother Nature. Due to the forecast. Hasn't even happened yet, and it's already canceled. So,
obviously, they believe the weatherman.
Yeah. The last race the All-Stars have had was actually April 13th. They've been rained out every single weekend since then.
For a month.
So, yeah. Next race on their schedule, though, is right here in our backyard. Pretty much. Attica, Wayne County, and the big return to Fremont.
That could be a fun weekend.
Yeah. So hopefully, come on, Mother Nature. Let's do it. Let's get it in next weekend. Have to. The odds have to be in our favor. The World of Outlaw Morton Buildings late models will be in action tomorrow at Muskegon County Speedway and Saturday at Wayne County Speedway. Is Hummer running?
No. I don't think Chuck is planning on racing.
I thought he was doing the Rookie of the Year.
He's revised his plans, and I don't believe he's racing until the Summer Nationals. And going back out on
so he's going to do the Summer National deal?
Doing that whole thing again.
NASCAR action. Stuart Friesen led most of the NASCAR Gander Outdoor Truck Series race at Kansas on Friday night, only to run out of fuel due to a miscommunication on the last pit stop. Ross Chastain did not run out of fuel, and he scored the victory. Brad Keselowski passed Alex Bowman late in the NASCAR Energy Cup Series race at Kansas on Saturday night for the win. Next up is Charlotte, the All-Star race on Saturday night. Monster Energy Open starts at 6 p.m., and the All-Star race will begin at 8. Both of those are going to be on Fox Sports 1.
You on?
I didn't watch any of that race. Sorry. IndyCar action. Simon Pagenaud ended a 22-race losing streak by winning the NTT IndyCar Grand Prix at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. They had open practice at Indianapolis on Tuesday, and last year's 500 winner Will Power continued his domination by turning the fastest lap of 229.745 miles per hour. I don't even know if the 7.5 or the .745 matters if you're going 222 miles an hour. Pole day is coming up on Sunday. The last row will be set on Sunday, and then the top 9 positions will also be determined. They have a screwy qualifying thing. I think we have a caller. I believe this could be Hailie. Should we check?
Maybe.
All right. So let's hammer down race report.
Hey, this is Hailie Deegan.
Hailie Deegan, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
We were just talking about you.
Crazy.
I mean, I'd hope so. This is the right time. Right?
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Now, you have been getting a lot of publicity, especially, I'm guessing most of it started after your win last fall, the first K&N Series win.
Yeah, about then.
About then?
That's all right. Yeah.
Well, you've been turning a lot of heads. You got that win, and then you backed it up with the win at the dirt track at Las Vegas, and I guess that caught quite a few people's attention. You're going to be running for Venturini Motorsports, making your ARCA debut Sunday at Toledo Speedway in the ARCA Menards Sioux Chief Power Pex 200. That's a mouthful.
Wow.
Yeah. I think you got it.
So, are you in town right now, or are you coming back to town? Where are you at?
I'm actually just leaving dinner with my friends.
Oh, where'd you go?
Some other guys I raced. We went to Duckworth. It was me, Riley, and Noah Gregson.
All right, nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shouldn't you be in school?
I graduated already.
All right, good girl.
Yeah, Yeah, I graduated when I was 16 at Sonoma last year.
Okay.
Yeah.
So have you been in town all week then? I know you had practice on Monday.
Yeah, I've been in town since Monday. I flew home. Flew to Morganton where my new house is, and just been hanging out here.
Okay. How do you like Toledo? Be honest.
Not my favorite short track, but I feel like it's definitely a challenge, and I'm going to learn something from it.
Okay.
It's not like a short track I've ever driven. I feel like it's good for me to learn stuff. Like, if I do the same thing over and over again, you never really get good at other things. And so I think the short track's really going to teach me a lot. I think it's just not one of my favorites because it's hard to get used to quick.
You should have been around you should have been around a few years ago when they were racing the ARCA cars at Flat Rock Speedway, which is a little quarter-mile bull ring, just 45 minutes up the road.
Yeah, I like those really small, tight tracks. I'm a fan of those. This track, for a short track, I really like the short tracks that are tight corners and stuff. This one, the corners are just really long. Like, they take forever to get through.
Yep.
Which, like, it just takes a different driver, I guess. But I don't know. I mean, I feel like it's going to be a really good racy short track, which I'm looking forward to just because, like, it just has, you can tell the 10 people to move each other around, which I'm pumped about. So
was Monday your first laps in an ARCA car, or have you?
So I actually, before,
okay.
I mean, I'd hoped that, like, Venturini would sign me, like, with laps before in an ARCA car so they would know. So I actually did a test. I did, like, very kind of secretive. Didn't really tell anyone, didn't really post anything. Back, I'd say a couple months ago, at Motor Mile Speedway, which I love that track. That track is awesome.
Now, are the ARCA cars, can you tell much of a difference between that and the K&N series?
They drive similar, but the horsepower, I feel like there's a lot more initial horsepower on them. But I feel like they're really close in, like, the weight transfer, all of that type things. Just, like, the response is a lot quicker, which is something that's going to take time to get used to. I think before my, like, debut, I would have wanted to do, like, another test or two just to get more comfortable in it. But, you know, sometimes you got to be comfortable being uncomfortable.
Was Monday the only day you were out on the track then, or did you get any more practice during the week?
Monday was the only day I was out at the track.
So Saturday will be the next time you're on the track then for practice?
Other than the go-kart track.
Other than the track.
Yeah.
Well, and that's just down the road, so that's not a big deal.
No, not too hard.
So you actually got your start, though, in the off-road trucks, right?
Yes, I did. So I started racing off-road trucks. I got my first truck on my 8th birthday, so I started racing then.
Could you reach the pedals?
Yeah, it was built for me. So
okay.
I mean, back in my young years, 8 years old, I was a tall girl. It kind of peaked when I was 12, but now I'm very petite. I was tall at one point, I would say.
And you got several championships running that, did you not?
Yeah, so I won my first championship when I was 12 or 13. I think it was in 2013 and I was 12. But I won my first championship then, and then I won another one in 2015, the, like, national series and the regional series. So it was good for me.
So how did you go from doing that to getting into racing in ovals without jumps?
I was the one that kind of sought me out, put me through the development program, but before that, my mom actually signed me up for the Drive for Diversity program, and just, like, filled out a little form, whatever, and ended up so happening being that, like, I got accepted into it, and so I just ran an okay sledging car at the summer shootout, and it was fun. I had fun. Then we actually did a late model test. I forget what it was, but we did a late model test, and going really good, and someone from that test called Toyota and kind of, like, notified them about me.
Have you ever run I guess this is kind of a silly question, but have you run a dirt late model?
I have driven a dirt late model. I have not raced it.
Okay. What do you feel about those?
I like them. They're fun. Definitely a fan.
You put a big smile on Ron's face. He's a dirt late model racer, so he appreciates that. Now,
yeah, I like it.
Well, and throttle response there has to be pretty similar to the ARCA cars. So you're not going to be in foreign territory.
No, I don't feel like I'm in foreign territory at all. I think it's just, you like to be like extra prepared and get used to things. Like, make sure you're prepared for it. And I think I'm just right now, like, I know I'm prepared. I did everything in my power, but still, like, I wish it was a little more.
Now, you backed up your win from last fall at the dirt track at Las Vegas. So you've won on asphalt and the dirt. Do you have a preference as to one or the other?
I mean, like, if I stick it to asphalt, like, for a long time, then I'm like, oh, man, I want to race dirt. But if I race dirt, I'm like, I want to get back on asphalt. Like, it's kind of controversial.
Okay. Who are some of the drivers you look up to?
Man, I have a lot of, I wouldn't say people I have friends I look up to, but friends like I can go to for like advice and stuff. Other drivers that will help me out, whether Toyota drivers, non-Toyota drivers, just people like friends that I grew up with racing that I kind of knew of, but now are like good friends with, like even like Riley and Noah. Like they're like my really good friends. They race Xfinity, like they can help me. I race K&N, so like they help me with notes and stuff of places they've gone to, just because they've been in my shoes before.
How big of influence is your dad on your racing? I know he hasn't done the kind of racing you do, but I've seen him there in a lot of your videos.
Yeah, he's there a few times. I could say so. I think he's really been the reason why I pushed myself so hard to do as good as I've done, and just kind of keep the ball rolling with my career, just because he's constantly motivating me to be better and better.
Now you guys have this Dangerously Deegan thing on YouTube. I'm assuming that's your dad's thing, and you're just kind of part of it.
I mean, I more like my brothers.
Your brother? Okay.
Really?
Okay. Yeah. And the crazy, really, really crazy ones in the family. They're the ones that they're still the crazy ones.
So do you like doing those videos?
Yeah, I love them. I love showing people, fans, like my real life of what I do every single day, what it's really like to kind of be.
Deegan, Hailie, are there any other racers in the family, or is it you're the star?
No, my brother's quite a big star if you go on his Instagram. He's got like 600,000 followers. He's crazy. Just the stuff he does. Like, I look at him and I'm like, I will never do this cool stuff as you. But then, like, my dad tells me, he's like, but you will make more money than him. I'm like, that is true. I'm like, then I can buy cooler stuff. So I'm like, okay, I can work with this.
So did you getting pulled over in Daytona, that really happened?
I didn't even know that video came out until today. I swear to God, like, I looked in there and I was like, it said I went on YouTube because that's like randomly go on YouTube and stuff, and it's using this pull. I like looked at it and watched it. I was like, oh, well, they put that out now.
So that did happen then. That was real. Saying you were a race car driver?
Oh yeah, for sure.
I'm gonna have to try that.
You obviously have hopes of making it to NASCAR. Who in NASCAR right now would you most like to be? Who would you like to be?
Can you say that one more time?
I say, obviously, you have designs on going to NASCAR. Who in the NASCAR realm right now would you like to trade places with? I guess.
Man, Kyle Busch.
Yeah, he's pretty dominant, and he's in a Toyota, so good choice.
In that number 18 car, I think that's kind of the dream come true scenario. Were it to be, I guess.
Yeah,
for sure.
Have you had anybody comparing you to Natalie Decker?
People try just because they're girls, like comparing me to Danica.
Okay.
Like, but Danica obviously she raced Cup and stuff, but like Natalie, she raced ARCA, I raced K&N. Like, there's other girls that race. Mm-hmm. There's like Hannah Newhouse, there's Brittany, there's other girls. So it's like until there's other girls that win at the level, it's like I don't like him really compared to anyone. Okay. I like being like my own person and my own self. So,
I'm assuming you've been getting a lot of media attention doing silly interviews like ours, and we appreciate that. Mm-hmm. How do you handle all that and keep that from being a distraction to you?
Really, I just focus on the track. I do everything that I need to at the racetrack, my racing, and then I focus on the media. I always make my results priority.
Okay. Has there been a lot of interview requests this week with anticipation of your ARCA debut?
Yeah, there's been a few. I think it's just, in the end, like, I want my full focus on my racing because the media tends to no matter what, if I win or if I don't. So I think I just really want to focus on my racing and that aspect.
Okay. Do you feel like everybody's going to be watching you this weekend?
I think there's going to be a lot of eyes on me just because it's my first start. But I think that there's a lot of good drivers out there, and there's a lot of eyes on this team.
Now, this is your first of 6 ARCA races this coming up this weekend. The next race on tap for you is going to be at Pocono. Have you run a track that big before?
On a simulator. No.
Have you done any practicing at Pocono yet?
On a simulator.
Okay.
Yeah, that's about it. Other than that, I have a test coming up at Pocono. I think the week before Pocono. And other than that, no. I haven't been on a track really that big other than I think the closest one I have is Gateway.
Are you a little are you intimidated at all by that? It doesn't seem like you would be, but track, I'm gonna guess you get there.
Yeah, I think anyone would be intimidated. Pocono, like for a 17-year-old girl, yeah, I think I'm a little intimidated. Just like I want to make sure I'm fully prepared. Like I asked my friend Riley, I was like, dude, so like how hard is it? It's hard. He goes, but also you might not think you know what you're doing. He goes, but also I went out there not knowing what I was doing and I won. So I was like, okay, 10-4.
Well, try not to learn too much for this weekend then at Toledo.
I know. So I'm hoping no. Learn as much as possible.
No, I thought I read Frank Kimball's going to be your crew chief. Is that correct?
Yes.
How much? How well do you know him? And have you been talking to him a lot and getting a lot of pointers, or do you have any other aspirations? As the ultimate goal is where you'd like to see yourself in 20 years.
Yeah, in the end, my goal is to race NASCAR Cup, and I think any driver kind of in the upcoming series is kind of the pinnacle of racing for America. Yes, people are like, oh, why don't you try open wheels? And I don't know, it's just not really like my thing. I didn't grow up an open wheel racer, and so I just didn't really move in that direction. I do go-kart, I do that stuff, but still, I think my direction is NASCAR.
Well, you seem like you're well on your way there. I mean, you've already had a lot of success, and we wish you more, especially this weekend at Toledo. Is there, if people want to get to know more about you, or you want to share your Twitter or anything else people can follow you at?
Yeah, all my stuff's just Hailie Deegan. Pretty basic. Hailie
it's original.
Deegan, yeah, that's about it.
And that's Hailie Deegan.
Perfect, you got it.
Got it. Well, we appreciate the time, and we wish you luck this weekend. We'll see you at Speedway on Sunday.
All right. Yeah, for sure. See you guys there.
All right.
Thanks a lot.
Bye.
Bye. It's Hailie Deegan making her debut at Toledo Speedway on Sunday.
Well-spoken young lady.
Yeah.
And focused.
Yeah, for 17 years old. She's very, very
late.
4 o'clock, yeah. But she could probably, after she's done that, get out to Oakshade.
Yeah.
Should have invited her. My bad. Let's call her back up. Star 69. I don't know if that works on this phone. Should we move ahead with some racing news?
Sure.
Don't forget we have the Ryan Weekman weekend weather pit stop coming up shortly.
Real quick, we were talking about upcoming races. The Little 500, Anderson, Indiana, is coming up weekend after this.
Memorial Day weekend.
Yep. And the McCune family is local family.
And they just got a first and second place finish there.
Yeah.
Was it last weekend or the weekend before?
And they're busy getting ready for that. Winged sprints on a quarter-mile high-bank asphalt.
That's fast.
Yep. 500 laps.
Wasn't that, they have a figure 8 track there too, don't they?
Yes, they do.
That was where a few years ago those guys got in kind of an altercation and the guy got escorted out. It was a figure 8 thing.
Yeah.
Not the Little 500, but it's a pretty interesting track. I might have to check that out. Scary incident this past weekend at Eagle Raceway in Eagle, Nebraska. Put a pit crew member in the hospital in critical condition. Did you hear about this?
I did not.
60-year-old hobby stock driver John Austin's throttle stuck, and his car flew through a pit exit and into the pits, slammed into a parked race car, which was pushed into an all-terrain vehicle, which both were pushed into a group of people. 35-year-old Justin Vanderhaar was transported to Bryan Medical Center's West Campus in Lincoln, Nebraska, with head and internal injuries. Another pit crew member, 35-year-old Michael Ramsey, also suffered a leg injury and was transported to the hospital, but has since been released.
Driver was okay?
Yeah.
Oh,
Both
okay.
were pit crew members for the Adam Goulian Racing team. So crazy stuff there. I think I read a driver, I think it was in California, died last weekend too in a rollover wreck.
Yeah, I missed that.
Yeah. We'll skip that. We'll come back to that. No, we won't. A little preview for this weekend, the ARCA race at Toledo Speedway. It's their big race. Probably the biggest of the year, bigger than the Glass 8200, right?
Yeah, oh, it's a big deal.
And it's on MAV TV.
And it's always. Well, now, is that going to be live on MAV?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I don't have MAV TV, so I don't know.
Oh, it doesn't matter, does it?
The ARCA Menards Sioux Chief Power Pex 200 Sunday at Toledo. There's 16 drivers that have won their first ARCA race at Toledo, and 3 in their ARCA Series debut, including NASCAR Gander Outdoors Truck Series competitor Todd Gilliland. Of course, all eyes are going to be on 17-year-old Hailie Deegan, who will try to become the 4th driver to win in their ARCA debut at Toledo Speedway, and the first female winner in the series' 67-year history. I did not realize that they've never had a female winner in ARCA. Well, there's been quite a few female drivers, too.
Oh, absolutely.
Venturini Motorsports has a lot of them. So maybe that'll change this weekend.
Venturini Motorsports used to have female pit crew when Bill Sr. was racing.
All right.
What?
I think that somebody responded on our Facebook page as the Hammer Down Racing Report. I think that must have been Dave.
Oh, okay.
I was a little confused. Somebody's talking. It's like, never mind. Travis Braden leads the standings by 30 over Michael Self in the ARCA points coming into Sunday's race. Ty Gibbs is the grandson of NFL Hall of Fame coach Joe Gibbs and will be making his first series start at Toledo after a pair of second-place finishes at Five Flags in Nashville. NHRA champion Tanner Gray just got his first career oval win on May 3rd at South Boston Speedway in Virginia, and he has momentum going into this weekend's event. And last year's winner, Zane Smith, is currently 9th in NASCAR Xfinity Series points.
Sounds like it's going to be a pretty exciting weekend at Toledo Speedway.
Yeah, we're going to have to get some tickets. I don't have any yet, so
let me know.
I will do that. We missed out on how many last week?
We did.
We skipped that. Let's do it this week. How many for this week is going to... Well, actually, let's go back a couple weeks ago for who won, which was how many of our area tracks will run this weekend. But that was for 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Not this past weekend, but the weekend before. You won. You said 1. And you were right.
The correct answer was 1?
Was 1.
That was bad.
I think so. This week, we're going to do how many registrants for the Dirty 30 will be signing up between now and next week.
Now, that's all classes?
All classes.
Late models, street stocks, bombers.
Bomber trucks.
Yeah.
And the front-wheel drive.
Front-wheel drive.
So, again, if you plan on racing our Dirty 30 race at Sandusky Speedway, the Hammer Down Racing Report Dirty 30, featuring dirt cars on asphalt. There's going to be some asphalt cars, though, the front-wheel drives versus the dirt front-wheel drives.
And we urge you to sign up early. Doesn't cost you anything. We talked about that before, but it gives the promoters a chance to see who's coming and promote it from there. And it's going to be a big weekend because that's also the same weekend as Sandusky's Cavalcade.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So October 3rd is the date of the race, and you can get more information on hammerdownracingreport.com. You can actually go to the registration page. The link is on hammerdownracingreport.com. Or you can type in directly sandusky.speedway.com/dirty30.
Really?
That's where the form is.
Or go to Sandusky Speedway's website. And
I think they're going to have it linked there at some point.
Yeah, and see what's going on with the Cavalcade.
There you go. So how many do you think we'll have sign up?
By next week?
By next Thursday before we come back on the air.
Oh, boy. I'm thinking 18.
18? That's, wow.
I know.
All right. Kathy, you want in on this? 20. Wow. Well, on the low end and just take 17. It's right under you. Undercut you.
You'd be a genius on The Price is Right.
I just did a slide job on you. Racing this weekend. We're again going to check out the weekend weather pit stop with Ryan Weekman here momentarily. Before we get to that, we'll tell you what's on tap for this weekend.
Fine.
Lima Land. They got rained out last week. They're going to try and get things going this weekend with the Spring Fling presented by S&S Volvo.
They haven't gotten a show in yet either, have they?
No, it's not just one track that's affected.
Right.
Non-wing sprints, modified stocks will be in action. The pits will open at 4:30, grandstands at 5, racing at 7:30. And also Friday nights, Attica Raceway Park will be in action for the Eric Phillips 31st Anniversary Classic. The 410 and 305 Attica Fremont Championship Series sprints will be in action. That's $4,000 to win for the 410s, $1,000 to win for the 305s, and also the Attica Wayne County Late Model Series will be in action. Gates open at 5, racing at 7:45. General admission just $15 for that show Friday night at Attica. Saturday, there is action going on at Toledo Speedway. It's Armed Forces Day. They're going to have the ARCA Late Model Sportsman doing a 35-lap feature right after the qualifying for the ARCA race, which will start at 4 p.m. Gates will open, though, Saturday afternoon at 12:15.
I saw some clips of the ARCA Sportsman late models. Looks like that should be a good show, and they've just upgraded to a new tire this year, so it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out.
A lot of tracks in action on Saturday night as well. Oakshade is going to try and get their season going. Fourth time's a charm.
Maybe.
Hopefully. I saw some pictures that Christy sent me the other day where she was driving through the pits. I don't know how she didn't get stuck, just in her regular vehicle.
How long ago was that?
I want to say that was Tuesday, but I think the picture was from a few days before.
Okay.
So there's been a few days to dry out. Fingers crossed we got enough before whatever's coming tonight and Friday. But assuming we do get this going, I'm feeling good about it. I'm feeling good. Full show of late model sportsmen, bombers, and compacts. Gates open at 4, racing at 7. $14 general admission there at Oakshade. Fremont in action as well. Fremont Speedway. It's Kistler Engines Meet the Drivers Night. It's also student night. 410, 305s, Attica Fremont Championship Series sprints again. Same as Attica, $4,000 to win for the 410s, $1,000 to win for the 305s. Dirt trucks also in action there at Fremont. Gates open at 4, racing at 7, general admission $15. Sandusky Speedway. They're going to have crate sprints.
Really?
As a matter of fact, on Saturday nights. Street stocks, Lake Erie Stock Series, beginner stock, and the Renegades. Pits open at 3, front gate at 4, racing at 7, general admission just $10 there.
I wonder if Brian Ruhlman will go over to that. I think he's still got a crate sprint car.
I don't know.
Maybe.
I was watching Chris and Doug Doc's Facebook Live Tuesday night, I think it was. They were talking about trying to get the car count up there. So
cool.
Flat Rock Speedway will be in action Saturday nights. Kids Night, 12 and under, will be admitted free. And they're going to get a free hot dog.
Ooh.
Yeah. They'll have figure 8 street stocks and a 250-lap enduro race, plus the Bandoleros will be there as well. Pits open at 3:30, front gates at 5, racing at 7, $15 general admission at Flat Rock. Eldora will be in action. Family Fireworks Night. They're going to have NRA Sprint Invaders, UMP Modifieds, and Eldora stocks. Pit gates open at 3, spectator gate at 5, racing at 7:30, and general admission just $8 for the show. Yeah, I was pretty surprised by that. And then, of course, Sunday, that's the big race at Toledo Speedway, the ARCA Menards Sioux Chief Power Packs 200. Gates open at 10 a.m. They're going to have autographs going on at noon, and the race is actually scheduled to start at 2 p.m. $25 general admission for that, $27 for reserved on race day. So if you wait till race day, it's going to cost a little more. I believe you can go to Menards and still get 10% off, so you can get tickets for just $15.
Okay.
So, yeah. That's it. That's all the racing that's on tap for this weekend. That should be enough, right?
Ought to be enough to get somebody excited, yeah.
Let's hear what Ryan has to say about how the weather's going to cooperate with us. Fingers crossed.
This is your weekend weather pit stop forecast. I'm First Alert meteorologist Ryan Weekman, and another weekend of racing, another weekend where we will to contend with rain chances, although it looks like Saturday and Sunday will be significantly warmer than what we've had for the past few weekends. Let's start off Friday night at Lima Land and Attica. We'll be watching for evening scattered showers and thunderstorms that will be possible. Outside of that, temperatures will be in the upper 60s, close to 70 degrees. Let's go to Saturday now. Qualifying 4 p.m. at Toledo Speedway. Looks to be very warm. Temperatures are likely to shoot way up into the 80s. It's going to be a warm evening at Oakshade, Fremont, Sandusky, Flat Rock, and Eldora. Almost early summer-like temperatures at the days, and rain chances Saturday. They look to be on the low side, so the majority of races is going to be in just fine. Toledo Speedway, big race, 2 p.m. Sunday afternoon. There will be a line of thunder that likely develops early in the afternoon, so we will watch that closely.
Friday, it's going to be 80 and sunny.
Saturday, 80 and sunny, and Sunday,
80 and Sunday, with chance of rain really late Sunday night.
Yeah.
Because then we don't care. So there it is.
Scott, what do we need to break this weather cycle, dude?
Maybe we need to get Ryan back on the show again. Ask him what's going on. It's crazy. Yeah. At least it's warmer this weekend. That'll be a good thing. That'll help dry things out.
It feels good.
Yeah. At least it does tonight.
Charlie Kroll jumped in and helped a little too this week.
Yeah, he was out at Toledo Speedway managing. He's been pumping up the Toledo Speedway race. That's kind of his job, though.
He gets paid to do that.
Yeah. So next week on the show, we got something a little interesting, and I just popped that on you during Ryan's forecast. This popped up, and I don't really know anything about it. I know very little about it. There's this new series, crate series, crate late models that popped up, and I've seen a bunch of tracks coming on board. I saw Oakshade, and I was like, okay, what's this about? They got Butler. There's a bunch of tracks up in Michigan. I'm not sure too much about it, but we're going to learn about this Great Lakes Crate Series. I believe they may have a few events they're going to try and do yet this year, but they're looking to go full bore in 2020. So they're still kind of putting this together.
I've got so many questions.
602 crate late model. That's about all I know. Beyond that, Mike and Jay. That's who we're going to be talking to next week on the show.
So Mike and Jay will be here.
Or are
we going to be talking?
We'll probably be talking to them on the phone because I think they're up there in Michigan a ways. So
I'm in Michigan, and I make it here every week.
You're like you could walk across the border pretty easily. So we'll learn more about this crate series and all the tracks. They have a bunch of sponsored. I mean, it looks like a real deal. So I kind of want to get to the bottom of it and see what's going on.
Sounds like fun.
So we'll talk to them and find out what this Great Lakes Crate Series is all about and who they have lined up and who's going to be racing. I know
you've got me interested.
I know, and I'm very surprised that you don't know much about this. I figured you, of all people, would know everything.
And I knew that a couple of local tracks had them coming in next summer, but I really haven't explored what they're about. But
okay,
sounds interesting.
You're all for the saving money thing, right?
I am.
Okay.
We've talked about it before, and we'll talk about it again in the future. And you want to go watch your son, so we're not going to talk about it now.
We'll talk about it next week. Again, make sure to check out HammerdownRacingReport.com. Got links to where you can watch us, where you can listen to us. It's all on there. Also, give Ron a call, 734-856-7223. Yeah, I almost remembered it. 856-RACE.
Yep.
Ron Miller Race Cars.
Excuse the abbreviated show tonight, but we've got a proud daddy that wants to go watch his son run a track meet.
Yeah. We got to qualify for state this year.
That's it.
See you next week.
The kid looked pretty good, by the way, at the prom.
Yes. He cleans up well.
Yeah.
Yeah, he gets his looks from me, I'm sure.
Okay.
7 o'clock next week. Tune in. Facebook Live, YouTube Live, Twitter Live, Periscope, all those places. Listen to us on iHeartRadio, iTunes, and wherever else.
Scott, another one's in the can. Go watch your kid.
Show number 84 next week. We'll see you. Bring a friend to the races, too.
Good night, all.
Yeah.
You have been listening to the Hammer Down Racing Report from the Ron Miller Race Car Studio. Listen on demand on iHeartRadio.